can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk
on 101.7 FM.
The Truth. And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Yes. Welcome back to the Grapevine. This is Manan Sabir. That's me. Listen, you're on the Truth Radio 101.7. Before we begin, I'm going to remind everybody, like, subscribe on YouTube, the Truth Radio. Yes, and also call us 833-212-1017. I do like numbers, 833-212-1017. Today on the Grapevine, we're talking about food culture, Milwaukee, and storytelling. We're going to tell some stories with somebody who's helped put Wisconsin food culture on the map, Aurthur Ircink.
You nailed it.
From Wisconsin Foodie is in the building. Man.
What an honor.
We're diving in, right?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
You ready?
Yeah, man. This is great.
I think we're going to jump in.
All right, let's do it.
Listen.
I got my swimming trunks on.
Hey, if you guys don't know, where's the camera? Hey, look, that camera right there, that camera is showing.
Oh, now they can tell I don't have my swimsuit on.
Right, yeah, it's showing his guns.
Dang. Like that?
You've been working out, man. Playing ball.
Just getting my mind right, getting my body right, all that stuff.
You got tan. Is that a tan?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk about tans. You can have some in mind. All right, listen. Man, who is Aurthur Ircink?
Man, we're still trying to figure that out every day. Yeah, that's a good question. That's TBD. Every day's new. We try to just work in the present, and that's the ultimate question. So we'll get back to you on that one. But every day is different. Every day changes, and that's how I like it. Right? I got that brain that works like I'm just doing things and working on things. I'm all over the place.
Yep.
Thinking in the future, thinking in the past, but living in the present. And man, that's a great question. But I think ultimately, I'm somebody that is just really connected to my community. Mm-hmm. I want to do what I can to build up our community, and the way I've chosen to do it is through food and film. Those are my 2 passions in life. Right. I went to school as a filmmaker. I spent my whole childhood, teenage years trying to escape this place, man. That was like my number one goal is I got to get out of here,
Right.
I gotta explore. I got to go on adventures. And, luckily enough, I did escape. I went to live in Vancouver, British Columbia, and went to film school out there and, did some traveling and then found myself.
Get closer to the mic for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then found myself, living in Vancouver, went to film school, really got that travel bug, did some traveling to Australia. Well, what I found myself doing is like when I was in these other places, I'd start to like find myself like check the box score. How are those Brewers doing?
Yeah.
How are those Bucks doing?
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, sports, like these sports teams, like hit my heart. And like I had this calling and I was like, you know what? I spent my whole life trying to get out of here, but I'm like finding this, like I go to all these beautiful places, but like they don't feel like home, like this city did.
Whoa, that's amazing. So what high school did you go to?
I went to Brookfield Central, but I was one of the naughty kids though, so I didn't last very long there. I went to Brookfield Central and then I went to an alternative school.
Yeah.
And I didn't even last long in the alternative school. You're a bad kid when you're like going to an alternative school.
Oh, they kicked you out.
And you got kicked out of an alternative school. And then I went to this really fantastic school in Tosa called Cradwell. And it's like, the one thing that I'm really passionate outside of like food and film, all this stuff is education and how we can, I'm like an example of everybody learns differently.
Yeah.
These kids learn differently. We put them in a box and we say, this is how you should learn. But we're looking in our city right now and all these other cities, not just Milwaukee, but we're starting to figure out that kids are all different. We're all built different mentally and physically. And like, we're all going through something different and kids learn at a different pace.
Yeah.
And because they don't learn at the pace that we tell them to learn, we automatically throw them in a box or we throw them out and say, you're not successful. But it's just those style learning and kids learn differently. And I think we really have to cater our teaching to how kids want to learn. And I'm really grateful for the school Cradwell that really inspired me.
Yeah.
And really made it click to say like, you got to take this shit seriously.
Yeah.
Because you're one step away from really doing nothing with your life. And so luckily I was able to graduate, but this was a school where they'd like, we were under 18, but we were smoking on the porch, smoking cigs on the porch.
Oh.
It was crazy. They were just like, but I was there with like these kids that were like in real serious issues.
Right.
And like, I didn't really have that much of an issue. I was just like against authority. I was just like one of those rebellious kids. So then I took that responsibility on to be like, okay, I got to be the leader here.
Right.
And like, I was able to graduate and like, I really followed my passion for film from that stage sort of on. And I was able to like, make something out of that.
Man, you're an interesting person. But what first got you into like storytelling? I mean, because that's a story, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like you told it like,
right,
man,
I mean, that's
like, this is like Obsession, the new scary movie.
Yeah, seriously, bro. Storytelling stories is like ultimately what it's all about.
Yeah.
My craft, the way I found I was able to tell stories is through filmmaking. I had a camera in my hand since I was 14 years old.
Okay.
It's something
who
that
put it in your hands.
I think luckily my mom was able to buy me a camera.
Shout out to Mom.
And she was like, we got to find something for this kid to focus on, right? She's like, and that's really important to have these supportive parents, right? Because parents could, you're like an artist and you want to try something, but they could be totally non-supportive, or you're just a messed up kid getting into trouble, and they're just like trying to put you, over here and not really like focus on maybe the things that you're attracted to, like art. But thankfully, my mom was like, "Let's put a camera in his hand and see what happens."
Right.
And that is like inspired me 40 some odd years now, or like I'm 45 now.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 30 years, right? I've had a camera in my hand for 30 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like. So I'm just really grateful for that. But, growing up, I had friends telling stories in so many different ways. Like we were the type of kids that would find ourselves, we talk about this now, like coffee shop culture.
Yeah.
When we were teenagers, we found ourselves on the east side of Milwaukee sitting in places like Comet or Gills or Rochambeau or like Brewed Awakening and all these places on the east side, just hanging out, smoking cigs, drinking coffee, talking, talking about life and that sort of thing.
Right.
And like, and we were just talking about this the other day that like, does this culture really exist anymore? Like, I mean, you see Starbucks is kind of taken over.
Right.
It doesn't have that kind of culture vibe,
Right.
And like you go to Brady Street and there's really not that, people are, and this is what inspired me from you so much, man, is like people are now gravitating more towards bars because they don't have that social outlet, right?
Right.
Like people could have gone coffee shops back in the day and like sat there, like just yapped for hours and just talked about life with their friends. But now, because that like institution doesn't necessarily exist too much anymore, people find themselves going to bars maybe earlier in the day and they're sitting around in bars.
Yeah.
So when I came in to visit you with Wisconsin Foodie, you had that vibe, but you weren't a bar, you were a juice bar.
Right.
Right? And man, that just blew my mind. I love that. That is literally one of my favorite stories on Wisconsin Foodie. And I don't say that too often, and I don't say that like just neglectfully. I say that is like the truth, is like walking in there and seeing that inspiration and that passion that you brought to your community. And you see these dudes coming in that were probably coming in once to a bar just to sit down and have a drink because they needed that connection. They needed that vibe, that social connection, that community. And instead of giving them alcohol, you're giving them some juice, you're giving them a ginger shot, you're just getting them like in the, like you're giving that to them. And you're making them healthier mentally, physically, and all of that. And that's how we change community. And that was huge for me. That stuck with me. So props.
Storytelling is important. But why food? I mean,
you
know,
I like
Wisconsin Foodie?
Yeah, man, I like to eat.
You're not big.
Well, you know, I gotta it takes work.
You don't have a fupa.
I eat the good stuff. No, I eat a little everything, man. I ate a Quick Trip pizza last night, so shame on me, bro.
DoorDash?
No. Quick Trip is my jam. I'm not sponsored by him, but hopefully one day, Quick Trip, you watching this? I'm gonna keep on this.
You watching this?
I'm gonna watch it. Hey, Quick Trip, I got them glasses.
That's you right here.
I got them glasses on, Quick Trip. Look at that.
Hey, sponsor him. And sponsor me too. I need to
sponsorship all around. Look at these guys. Look at these guys.
We're buying. Buy us.
Yeah. Anyways, no. So for me, film was like my first love. And I spent a lot of time trying to make films, trying to write scripts, trying to do that thing. But what I found, like when I came back to Milwaukee, is there wasn't necessarily a big filmmaking community. I had a camera in my hand. And like I knew that like I couldn't find the group to make these films, so I just went out and I started making documentaries. You know, I started like going out interviewing people on the street. I remember this one time, like all of us, like as kids, teenagers, we went on the street and just interviewed people about time. You know, we asked all these shop owners, all these people on the street, some homeless folks, just like everybody we could find on Brady Street, talk to us about time, and it was just a beautiful piece. But I found myself gravitating towards documentary because like I didn't need to do like it could just be me with the camera. It was reality, and it was all very real. And but when food came into place, like I was always attracted to food TV, good food. I mean, I love good food. You know, I'll make this quick. I grew up in the suburbs, and I was part of a divorced family. And when the place that I grew up when I was going to high school, and this contributed to my my probably behavioral issues, is like my family is very separated. There wasn't really anybody at my house, right? Like there wasn't really anybody there for me. You know, my mom would go away for a couple of weeks. My dad would like come and try to watch, take care, but he was an electrician, worked second and third shift. I really lived an independent lifestyle as a teenager. And they would leave money on the table. I'd be responsible for figuring out what to do with that money, right? And as teenagers, when you get like $40, $60 and it's like, here, you got to buy food for that, with that, you're buying all sorts of crazy stuff with that, right? It's like, if you're giving it, if you're letting me do this, so, I spent my whole, teenage years eating just terrible food, a lot of fast food. But every Friday, I remember when my mom was in town, she would take me and my friends out to like a nicer place in the suburbs. And by nicer place, I mean like, I don't know, dude, like a TGI Fridays or an Applebee's or something, or like a, something like that. And but it was cool. You're a teenager. This is fun, but I started to love the idea of like sitting down and like that hospitality and like that, just the experience of sitting with people and eating and going through a meal and enjoying the conversation. And I fell in love with food because of that. And the beautiful thing about Wisconsin Foodie is like, for me, when I started the show 19 years ago. I used to have like brown hair, dude. Could you imagine? Like,
I remember you had brown hair.
I used to look real nice.
I actually looked your images up. Real quick. We're going to be right back with Aurthur Ircink. Listen, Wisconsin Foodie. Look it up right now as we pay these bills.
YouTube.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, may I ask a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog.
Great. Do you have a pool outside?
Nope, just a big old backyard.
Nice. Another question. Are there any unlocked guns in the home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Let's just talk about what we can bring for dessert.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
Until people come before profit. Until all energy is clean. Until the wild is truly free. Earth Justice will never rest. Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the planet and its people for nearly 50 years. Earth Justice has 150 full-time lawyers fighting in court for our planet's future and representing all clients free of charge. No one fights more cases on the environment than Earth Justice. And we win because these are fights we cannot lose. Until justice stands for all, Earth Justice will never rest. If you share our restless spirit and want to commit to fighting for a just and equitable future for everyone, go to earthjustice.org/neverrest. Earth Justice, because the Earth needs a good lawyer.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Welcome back to The Truth Radio. You're in the Grapevine with me, Manan Sabir, and I am here with Aurthur Ircink, the host of Wisconsin Foodie. Please look it up on YouTube. He's a fantastic storyteller, but I think he's also more of a fantastic person. Your grandmother, real quick. We were just discussing your grandma.
Yeah, grandmas, man.
Grandmas. I used to walk into my grandmother's house and get pound cake, but you said that you walked in with bleached hair.
Yeah. There's times where I would, shout out to all the grandmas out there, man. Unfortunately mine's passed, but God, do I love grandmas.
Yeah.
But I would walk in and I could be in the weirdest shape that maybe I didn't sleep that night. I had bleached blonde hair. I got like a nose piercing, and my grandma would open her arms up every time. Biggest hug. And so many compliments, right? I could have looked so disheveled. I was probably just sleeping like, somebody's like floor and then I'm just walking into her house and she would just say, "You are the most handsome man out there." Like just shower me with love. And you just feel so like, wow, you just feel that love, unconditional. And her specialty was these graham crackers with frosting sandwiches. Like she would just layer on frosting, cake frosting or whatever frosting she had in between two graham crackers and just make me those. It was just like, man, so decadent. But that was just like that treat just hit, right? I'm sure that pound cake just hit. You probably want to go back there and just have that slice that pound cake right now.
See, my grandmothers were the inspiration for my grandmothers. My mom were the inspiration for in terms of recipes for the Juice Kitchen. Because I always thought about like walking in to my father's mother's house and always getting like the pound cake and I'd see her bent over in the backyard and she's picking greens, right? And then my grandmother on my mom's side, man, I seen her. She was wheelchair bound for like the last part of her life, but she would make banana pudding in the wheelchair, but she'd use her cane to slide the banana pudding in and out of the oven. Like it would slide up and down.
Love that.
So what inspired Wisconsin Foodie?
Yeah, man. So coming back to Milwaukee, I coming from Vancouver, learning more about the craft, not just being a kid with a camera, now having an understanding how to make, produce, like all the skill sets necessary to make content, right? You know, and unfortunately, I was doing this before, you know, YouTube, like it took so long to upload a YouTube video. It had to be like 2 minutes. It was ridiculous. Social media wasn't around, you know, like there really wasn't like an outlet for content and creative content like this. So when I came back, I took on a role right away. It was like this local television show called Builder Showcase. I think it was like one of those like advertorial type shows where they buy 30 minutes and like all these home builders pay and they do all these like interviews. But there's this company that was doing it and they're also sourcing all of their work to another production company when they wanted to bring it in-house. And they're like, hey, Aurthur, can you help us bring this in-house? Can you help us shoot? Can you help us edit? And I was like, yeah, I could do all that. And they're like, you know, do you know Final Cut Pro, the editing software we're using? I was like, yeah, I'm really great with it. They're like, okay, man, you got the job. And I probably was making way less than, you know, I was like, whatever you want. I would have done this for free, to be honest with you.
Right.
But you know, that night I had to go out and buy Final Cut Pro because I had never used it in my life. And I had to teach myself Final Cut Pro because I had no clue how to use it. You know, so that's a lesson to you kids. Always say yes to opportunities, no matter if you know that
and then figure it out.
You know it out, you'll figure it out, and you know, it'll make you stronger. I made so many mistakes, man. I like, you know, and like that's the other thing. I'm all about mistakes. I'm like, I've been doing this craft for now, you know, over 30 years, and I make mistakes every single day of my life, and I look forward to making those mistakes because you don't learn unless you're making mistakes. And you know, that's really something. That's like my guiding light is really encouraging failure and mistakes because that's what makes you stronger. That's what makes you grow as an artist and as a human.
You run towards a mistake. You got to run towards the
mistake. Got it, you know, and you know, my other, you know, is to all those artists, budding artists out there. Here's my other slogan: art is never finished; it's only abandoned. Which means you're never going to finish that piece. It's never going to be perfect. You got to do what you got to do, and you got to move on to the next.
That's right.
So coming back here, I started working on these local shows, and you know, and through like all this trial and error and making mistakes, I remember my one biggest mistake is like on TV, there's like this big, like the show, I'm watching the show, I watched it religiously, and up came air. Like with on TV, like it just said air for like a solid 15 seconds. And I was like, okay, I'm probably fired after this one. And like, I don't think it's too long after that. I was let go, and I was like in my early 20s, you know, whatever. And quickly after that, I got another job with a fishing show host. And like, man, that's where it all sort of began, because this guy named John Gillespie, this dude goes out fishing every Monday and Tuesday, right? And it's rain or shine, and he encourages the worst possible conditions because he thinks it makes good TV. But this dude's been doing this for over 30 years. Every Monday and Tuesday goes out fishing somewhere, and he needs a camera guy. So I was like, this is, you know, I got a salary. I have to work 2 days of the week. This is dope. You know, this is the gig. And he liked to edit. So I was like, fine. So we'd go out, and like, it was hard. It was so hardcore. Like, it was like, because when I say this guy liked harsh conditions, like if it was a blizzard, I'd be like, oh, there's no way we're going, like, you know, fishing today. Oh, we're going fishing. This is going to be good TV. And I remember one of our first shoots together, he's on the ice and he's walking around, and I'm sitting there on the ice, and he would never let me go in a tent with the camera. I had to sit on an ATV or sit outside with the camera for like 12 hours. And like, I remember him walking with his bucket and his fishing pole. He looks over at me, he gives me a wink, and then slips on the ice, breaks his clavicle. And luckily we were fishing with paramedics, so they take him away. Meanwhile, I've got his truck, his trailer, and these ATVs. And I got to this is like my second time out there on the job. So I got to get all the ATVs on his trailer. I got to like work his trailer and find him in a hospital somewhere.
What?
And after that, every time we went out, like we usually shared a room together. Man, I had to help this man get dressed every morning. I had to like get stuff on him. Like, and dude, it was a year we worked together. Felt like 10 years. But you know, he was just this big personality on camera. But like on these car rides to fishing, he would tell me how the business of TV worked.
Right.
Like how local television worked, how you know, he was able to make money, get in his show, work with sponsors, and like how he was able to buy time on TV and construct a show that was very, very popular and still is popular. You know, so through our time together, I know it wasn't necessarily sustainable for me. Like I was getting started run down from 2 days a week was running me down.
Yeah.
And
that's almost like 24/2.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was wild. You know, so, but through all those times, I really learned the business, the art of making television and how to make local television. And I really, was inspired by the concept of, this is 2008, so we're just getting into the idea of local food, which is ridiculous because it's the way food was originally, like everything was originally local. I don't know how far we got away from it where we're celebrating like, yeah, we can eat locally now. But local food was becoming like really popular, and I knew I wanted to make television, and I had a passion for eating, and and I knew food TV was starting to get popular, so I was like, man, what if we just made this local food show? And it took me I did so much research for about a year, and yeah, man, that's when it all started.
Whoa! So, what makes Milwaukee food culture unique?
I'll say Milwaukee is one thing, and Wisconsin is it's all about Wisconsin,
That's right.
And it trickles down here.
That's right.
It's so culturally diverse, and you're seeing all of those different cultures, represented through their food and through their cuisine, and it's whether it's this old school Eastern European, you're starting to see I think a lot of pride in the Black cuisine too.
Yeah.
You're seeing a lot of the fresh products. I don't know, Wisconsin, I don't know how much everybody knows, but Wisconsin ranks near the top in so many agricultural products and dairy products. We're one of the number one cheese making states, milk producing states. The number one dairy state, obviously we're the dairy state, but even ginseng, cranberries, potatoes,
blueberries,
right? Everything is coming from here, right? And we really, I think people from the city don't really understand what a powerhouse we are in food. And not only that, but food manufacturing, where you've got Palermo, you've got Johnsonville, you've got these huge, massive food companies in our backyard. New Glarus Brewing. It's amazing what's going on here in Wisconsin. And just even out in the Driftless area, Viroqua, it's a place that is close to my heart. I spent a lot of time out in Viroqua, but it's number one in organic dairy farms, and Organic Valley's headquartered out there.
Yeah.
So we are a powerhouse when it comes to organic food, when it comes to agriculture, but then you mix that with the diversity of cultures and culturally where the folks from Wisconsin are from, and our grandmas, what they brought here,
Yeah.
That's the secret sauce to why this place is so special.
Man, this is there's so much that's going through my head. You know what? I'm every time I travel around Wisconsin, I always see very unique finds, right? That are running past my car as I'm driving to wherever I need to go.
Yeah.
Whether I'm going from Milwaukee to Lac de Flambeau or Milwaukee to Madison, Milwaukee to Racine, I'm always getting these unique detours that are kind of popping out on the billboards. Real quick, hey, if you really need to understand what you need in your life to explore Wisconsin, please tune in. Tell your friends and family to tune in. This is absolutely an amazing interview that I'm learning. I'm going to learn. I think I'm going to learn a lot. So you guys, call in 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And or hit us up on the chat, The Truth Radio 101.7. This is Aurthur Ircink from Wisconsin Foodie, Manon Sabir. We're at the Grapevine. We got some stories to tell, but we're going to pay these bills.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
Again, I'm the legendary Home Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman.
True Nation, we want to hear from you, 833-212-1017.
Truth in the
I
Morning.
love you, baby. I just love the different talks, how y'all mix it up.
Truth in the Morning.
As a community, we have to take a deeper look at our family, at our friends, and ourselves, help other people heal. be kind to people, be concerned about people's well-being, and I love you all. You all have been rocking it out. Salute. God bless.
Wake up to Truth in the Morning, 7 to 9 a.m.
101.7 FM. The Truth.
Homer and I will be the new morning show.
Truth in the Morning.
On the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Love y'all.
We'll be black.
So don't change your dial.
You're listening to 101.7 FM, The Truth of Milwaukee.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving, you're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/Versity on King to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
You had to let that play. Man, you know what to play. Do you know who that was? That was Mike Tyson. My style is impetuous. My what do you say? My defenses are impenetrable. Oh man. Wisconsin is impenetrable. I think our food is impenetrable. That's what we were just talking about. So you've been all over Wisconsin, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Like all over.
All over. Every nook and cranny.
All right. So what's your favorite Wisconsin? Well, okay, give me some good finds, man.
Yeah, I like that.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah. So let me say this.
Yeah.
If you haven't been traveling, if you're from Milwaukee or wherever, and you haven't traveled around Wisconsin, please do. Like this is the segment where you are going to learn where things are. Yeah. Because if you are a foodie, you can't just rely on the local geographic location where you're at. Go out that geographical location and find, something that's of interest for you and the rest of your family. Yep. All right, go.
I'm gonna put. You're gonna get a pin. You're gonna go put a dot in Viroqua, Wisconsin. Right. It's in the Driftless area. It's out west. It's about 3 hours from here.
Yeah.
This place is. I've been. Like I said, I have not unturned a stone in Wisconsin, and this is my place. This is a place that I just like. I'm in awe of every time I go. You're gonna find yourself at a place called the Driftless Cafe. The Driftless Cafe is just it's this beautiful restaurant that supports so many local producers. The vibe there is just fantastic. The people working are even better. And when you go there, you're supporting those local farmers. They make it a point to source pretty much exclusively from what's around them. Now they're lucky. The Driftless, like I said earlier, the Driftless area is home to like the most populated organic farms in the state, if not the country, right? That it's there. And the beautiful thing about the Driftless area is...
Are you serious?
Yes. The beautiful thing about it is, it's a lot of old hippies, too, that live out there.
We'll take the hippies.
Right? So everybody's trying to do things like it's harmony.
So some of my friends, they grow good.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. But I would say that, a lot of like really, ethical producers out there, very conscious. Yeah. But I would go there first. Driftless Cafe. That place is just a little oasis in the middle of this beautiful farmland. And when you get there, the beauty is when you start to get to the Driftless area, it's just winding roads and it's all hills and it's just lush green. And they call it the Driftless area because the glaciers never went there. The glaciers all basically deposited in that area. Whoa. So the Wisconsin's all pretty much flat because the glaciers came through, right? And flattened everything. But they never came to this area. They basically all deposited in this area. So you're going to get there and it's all these hills and it's just like bluffs and hills. And the reason it's so fertile is because all of the minerals and everything that came from these, the runoff from these glaciers are just in those hills and in that area. So it's really
it's
rich,
lush, green,
rich. Hilly. Yeah. Just beautiful rivers. It's a great escape. I'm gonna get you out there. I'm gonna get you out there.
Get me out there.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Hey, where's Biko? We need a staff retreat. Put it in the notes. We need a staff retreat here. Look, so why are family recipes so emotional?
Oh man, this one gets me because don't
start crying, man. We don't need no crybabies up in here.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy right now.
Me too.
Yeah. It's easy.
I feel you.
But it's there's a theme here. I think we're talking about. It's all about stories, right? Food is such an impactful thing when there's a story behind it, and especially when it's your family. And it's you like there could be this food that you've grown up eating, and it's like it means so much to you, where you would cry at the sight of it if you got to eat it again from your grandma. But to somebody else, it may not hit like that, right? Food is all about stories, and the best food comes from those stories, and be able to tell the stories of where the food come from and why it was so important that it's made. And that's why I do Wisconsin Foodie, because once you know the story behind the food you're eating, there's no going back, right? There's no unlearning what you just learned about that food, or how it was grown, or the family that grew it, or the woman out there that's like a single woman on a farm growing beef or raising vegetables and like busting her butt just to make sure that you're eating this like one pepper. Right? The journey of this piece of food, once you start understanding what that means, the work that goes into that one pepper or that one tomato, that's life-changing, right? So I think when you can tell those stories, especially, when you've got this family lineage, when the history of a dish passed down from generation to generation to generation, I feel like right now, we're losing those stories. Right now, our grandparents are disappearing, and we forgot to ask them how to make that thing. And we're like, whereas that used to be such a tradition of the passing down of the recipes and the notes and the note cards, all those little note cards with like scribble on it, and like, or just sitting down and saying like, this is how I make this dish. Those stories are going away. And I feel like our generation forgot to ask our grandparents how to do this.
Man, this is gonna be bringing tears to my eyes because my mother, she just recently said, I'm tired. I'm tired of cooking, and I know, you cook a lot, but she makes this. Uma, I know you're watching. She makes this spaghetti. I mean, spaghetti.
Yeah.
But not all spaghetti speaks the same language. Yeah. And she makes this spaghetti, man, and I'm like, okay. I know you gave up cooking for everybody, but that spaghetti, you cannot give up cooking that spaghetti. You got to cook that at least once a week.
Yeah.
Because that spaghetti needs to be passed down to the next generation in order for us to understand how to make it. I mean, it's like sleep. It's like walking into your grandparents' house, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that one spot on the couch and you always fall asleep on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't fall asleep in your house because things are going on, right? It's the atmosphere. But you go into that house and you fall asleep. It's that comforting. Like soul food. We call it soul food, right?
Yep.
Like the things that you put from your hands into a pot become that soul food. So in terms of like
that love too, right? It's all about that love that you're putting in that food. If you're making food without love, man, it's It doesn't have, like, you can feel it when somebody made you food with love. You can feel it. It could be the simplest thing. It could be a grilled cheese, but when somebody loves you and they're putting that love into that food, that hits you. That grilled cheese is the best grilled cheese
They don't
you
even
ever
have
had
to
in
put
your
it
life.
on the plate. They can you just put it on the table. Here, baby. Here, take this.
So I grow plants every year. It's like something I love. It's this meditative thing I do. I grow plants every year, and it's like this tradition I have. And this year, and every year really successful. Grow a lot of really healthy plants. This year I grew these seeds, and I was going through a lot, man. I was not, like, my brain was all over the place, a lot going on in my life, and I planted those seeds. I rushed through it because I needed to. It was the time, and I just didn't put the love into those seeds. You know how many of those seeds actually germinated?
How many?
1 out of 60 some odd seeds. 1 plant germinated, and it was shocking to me. It was sad. I was like in disbelief. But I approached that without any love. I approached it without the passion, the care, and the focus that I needed that those plants needed for me. So I had to scrap it, and I went back, and I had to, like, refocus myself and take the time and put the love into it. And right now, man, I got these tomato plants that are so healthy. They're up here. Everything came the second time I did it because I had to reset my brain. I had to focus.
Right.
And that's what good food is all about, man. It's not about just the food. It's about everything. It's the story. It's the people making the food, where they're coming from. If somebody's making you that food and they don't care, that food's just going to be cardboard, but if you're eating that food from people that care, grown from people that care, and it comes, like, all the way to your plate, man, that's priceless.
What's the funniest thing that happened while filming?
Oh my God. I feel, for me, I'm going to say this, it's like the process of making Wisconsin Foodie is probably the most, I have the most fun ever. Like, just working with Luke and myself, we are always in just the craziest situations. We have both so much passion for what we do, and we fall in love with the people that we interview and the situations.
Right.
I would say one of the best that just kind of comes to my head is, like, when like Luke became the host. God, we're almost working on 10 years ago now. But we sat down with this pepper farmer. He grew super hot peppers and just, like, mild peppers, and I was like, bro, this is gonna be a lot of fun to do, like, a pepper tasting. I'm gonna put Luke through a nightmare of, like, eating as many peppers, tasting all the peppers from the hottest to, like, the mildest to the hottest, right?
Yeah.
And, like, so he did. He was gung ho about doing everything, right? So we sat down and we did this pepper tasting, and he just had a big thing of milk, right? Just a big thing of milk. So he's eating these peppers, and it's getting insane. He's getting like, and like drinking milk, drinking this whole gallon of milk. The funny thing, and nobody knows this, so this is for you, for your listeners and your viewers, everybody that's here right now. Let's just keep this between us.
Yeah.
But it turned out Luke has some GI issues where he might be lactose intolerant, right? So that whole gallon of milk mixed with the hottest peppers in the world, man, that was not easy on him. That was a very hard situation on him. Yeah, so he needed to go to he had to take a little bit of a break for a while and had to deal with all of that. But I hate to say that was funny. I hate to laugh at somebody's pain, but like for me, as somebody that's into the entertainment world, I was like, this is making very good entertainment. Well, at least the first part. The second part did not make the TV.
Hey, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a break. Man, we're gonna take a break. I can't even talk. We're gonna take a break from our friend Aurthur Ircink. This is the Grapevine with Manan Sabir. That's me. You're on the Truth Radio 101.7. We'll see you in a minute. Let's pay these bills.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do,
not where they learned to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy: don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Listen, we are back on the Grapevine inside the studios of The Truth 101.7, and we have Wisconsin Foodie, Aurthur Ircink, in the building. After we paid these bills, we are talking to him. Listen, this has been a fantastic conversation. We are winding down on the second half of this show, but I got a few questions.
So sad about that. I could keep going.
I know we could, man.
Well, let's do a marathon next time. Just book me for the whole. No.
Hey, look,
people are gonna get sick of that.
Zach is like, nope.
No, come on,
that ain't up to me.
No, come on. I could talk about other things too. I'm diverse. I got range.
Oh yes. So how does food preserve culture?
Yeah, I think you said it. Food preserves culture, right? I mean, those two things are ultimately just connected, right? And you're starting to see, I think, like a big trend with chefs really leaning into that, right? Like leaning into diving into cultural foods. And I would say that, some of those foods, I think it's all about updating and elevating some of those cultural notes, whether it be Mexican food or, Guatemalan food. And I say that because we had been in Guatemala and we went to a restaurant, and that was their whole goal, was to just this deep dive into the cultural roots of Guatemalan food. And it was just fascinating. It just tells this story of history and utilizing a lot of those flavors and the plants that were local, and it's all about that localism. When you're talking about these traditional recipes, you're talking about people that were probably growing the food in their yards, or around them, right? They weren't grocery shopping all for this stuff. Maybe some of the meat here, some of the meat there, but they were growing it. They were growing the meats. They were growing the food, the chickens, the dairy. Like, these things were all coming from their community, and that's what made those dishes so special. As we've kind of gone through this like commodification of foods, we can get anything we want, anywhere we want, anytime we want. So we've really gone away from those truly local flavors because we can get everything we want. So it's great to see that come back.
Hey, I got a friend. Shout out to Jamal down in Atlanta. I know they're listening. They probably cutting hair right now, but he told me a story about how he got cooking for his family, and he said that in his family there's a gang load of folks, parents working, whatever, but he was almost in charge of having to take care of the food. And now he's so good at making food in bulk. He's not a caterer. He just does it.
Yeah.
And he can calculate these amounts of food in such fast times to feed a gang load of people.
Yeah.
And so, and this guy makes, Jamal, shout out, man. You gotta call in because you gotta tell some people about your recipes, your chicken recipes, man. He makes this barbecue chicken. It's undefeated. But
stop, man, stop. So if I can't taste this, if he's all the way down there, in Atlanta, you say?
Yeah,
Georgia?
man, he's in Georgia.
Man, I'm gonna have to go all the way down there to taste it. Let's not talk about that.
Wisconsin Foodie meets Georgia Foodie.
Yeah, hey, we travel. We travel. We travel for food.
How far have you traveled for food?
Just a couple years ago, we went to Japan. We went to Tokyo.
Oh,
yeah.
Wisconsin Foodie hit Tokyo.
Wisconsin Foodie hit Tokyo.
Oh,
yeah. We did.
I wasn't invited.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm
You
sorry, too.
left us. You left us. You went somewhere else, right?
I went to Miami.
You left and then you came back. So, but
we got to collaborate.
Yeah. We went to Tokyo with actually the folks from Kikkoman. We were telling the story of Kikkoman soy sauce because I don't know if you know this, but Kikkoman, their North American headquarters is here in Wisconsin, right?
No, I didn't know that.
And they're celebrating 50 years.
We just had Kikkoman.
Yo, if you have Kikkoman,
yeah,
that's produced here in Wisconsin. Any soy sauce from Kikkoman in the United States is produced here in Wisconsin.
So
yeah,
that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So
okay.
we wanted, because they were celebrating 50 years.
Yeah.
We wanted to tell that story, but we wanted to tell it in a different way. We not only profile them here, we wanted to go to Japan, and I got to interview this guy named Chairman Mogi, this older gentleman, the head of Kikkoman.
Yeah.
This man was like a freaking celebrity. He was like the president of the United States. He had an entourage, and I got to sit down and interview him. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's like one of those highlights of my career, to interview this man. It was just so special.
That's crazy. Let's go to the chat real quick. Okay. All right. I know we're hitting up on the chat. Somebody, DJ DVJ73, Wisconsin Foodie is a show. Been watching for a couple minutes. Good Saturday cooking show to watch.
Yeah.
He said, and he liked the third host. Wow. Are blue Java bananas real? We're just discussing that. Do they actually taste like ice cream? Are they worth the price? Let's Google it. LaRon Taylor, 76. By the time I got to high school, I could cook better than a home teacher. Yeah, same here. When life seems hard, lean on God. What can I do to spruce up these food bank canned spinaches? Drop me a recipe. Drop me recipe suggestions. I got eggs. I don't know, Reggio.
Get some fish sauce. Throw that fish sauce in there. A little salt, some fish sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, fish sauce and anything for me. I got that that Asian vibe going on right now. I like that fish sauce.
Yeah, once you hit the Asian continent, it's kind of hard to go back, right?
I know. Some of those flavors really hit home. I'm rocking your Shindig coffee shirt.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I gave up coffee a couple years ago, man.
Did you?
Yeah. So no offense to you. I hope you understand.
No problem.
But I've been on this green tea thing for a while now. I've been drinking green tea, and man, it's the jam. It's the tea, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I love that green tea.
This is the point of our show where we kind of rapid fire you questions to your dome piece.
Okay.
We twist the dome cap.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Art. Favorite Wisconsin meal?
Cheese.
Really? That's it? That's all I got?
Cheese is a meal?
Cheese is a meal.
I thought cheese was just like a...
Man, there's so much diversity
Zach,
in our
hit
cheese.
me with some bing. No, whatever.
There's so much diversity in our cheese here, and to sit down to eat a piece of 20-year-old cheddar is something truly special. And for me, it is so Wisconsin to eat some of this cheese that is produced from these cows that are grazing off the grass, that the grass is grown by this beautiful soil, and then turned into this beautiful milk, and then aged for 20 years into a cheese. Knowing that cheese has been aging for half my life, that I get to sit down and eat a little piece of it, that's special to me. But I would say that's extremely unique here in Wisconsin.
That is unique. Best late night food. You can go anywhere in Wisconsin.
Oh my God, bro!
Boom, bang, boom. God. Let it explode in your mind.
It's Ian's Pizza.
Release the what?
Ian's Pizza.
Oh my gosh, Zach, come on, man. Ian's Pizza.
No. Come on, don't judge. Let's not judge.
You have gone all over Wisconsin. You hit Ian's?
Well, that's what's open late night, man. What's later than that? I just find myself I was just in Madison walking down State Street and Ian's was open and I like really enjoyed that slice of pizza.
Yeah.
So I don't
Ian's.
You're rapid fire. I'm gonna walk out of here. I'm gonna feel so upset that I said some of the things I said. Should have said the Quick Trip pizza I had last night.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Most overrated food trend.
I don't know. What's yours?
Most overrated food trend. Cheese.
Oh, shoot.
No joke.
Oh, shoot.
No joke, man. I like cheese. I like melted cheese. It has to be melted on something. I don't like if you pick cheese up in a brick, I'm gone. I don't like the smell, nothing. But you melt it, it's great.
I like so much food, man. I could say avocado toast, but I like some avocado. I just made it yesterday. Like I don't know. I don't know.
I gotta have the avocado toast with like syrup on it or something like that.
Syrup?
Yeah, syrup.
Maple syrup?
Yeah, or agave.
Wow, you like it sweet, huh?
I like it sweet, but I got it. But it also has to be like what's that? Mike's
bread
hot. What's it? Mike's hot. No, not Mike's hot chicken.
Hot sauce?
No, hot honey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
I gotta put something hot on it too.
So I'm not the sweetest. Like I just hate things that are too sweet. So, but I do have a sweet tooth.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I need that sweet every once in a while, especially if I have a good meal. I need a little sweet. But dang, dude, I don't know. Flourless chocolate cake. I guess that's not even a food trend, right? I don't.
No,
even
it's
know.
not.
I don't even know.
So
I'm bad at this.
Best fish fry.
Anything with perch.
That's right. That's right.
Perch is my jam.
Last question. Most underrated restaurant in Wisconsin, bar none. And I'm gonna get you in trouble on this.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm gonna go. You are gonna get me in trouble. But this is off the top of my dome here. So I'm gonna say Three Brothers. It's a Serbian place down in Bayview. Malunka is it's basically they're cooking out of their kitchen. It's like you walk into a home almost and sit down at somebody's kitchen table, and they're just making stuff in their kitchen. So Three Brothers to me is very underrated.
Three Brothers?
Yeah.
Hey, tell us about an event that's coming up.
Man,
where it going?
Thank you. June 14th. Put it on your calendar. It's a Sunday, 9:30 to 1, the Shorewood Farmers Market. That place, man, you are going to, like I said, I was saying this earlier, it's food church. Now, if you're a church-going person, you can go to church, come to us afterwards or before, right?
Yeah.
So it is, we've got about 75 vendors. We're in Esterbrook Park. We closed down the street. It's basically like half of Esterbrook Park. And like, when it's beautiful outside, we're getting a couple thousand people coming through there. And we've got such a diversity of vendors. We have like some of the best farmers, but we have 2 people doing matcha. We've got Love Cafe. We've got Rodeo Matcha. We've got food trucks. We've got Korean corn dogs. Like, we curate this thing like it's nobody's business. We curate it like the guy running it has a food show.
Hey, we are thankful to you, Aurthur Ircink.
Yes, sir.
Thankful to your grandmother. Thankful to your the rest of your ancestors. They're our ancestors also. We appreciate you. You came on the Grapevine and you killed it.
Humble.
Thank you, my brother.
Honored.
I really appreciate you. It is so good to see you with gray in your hair.
You got gray in your beard, man.
Thank you. Hey, we're going to have a roast session after this. Love you, brother. All right. Let's pay these
Breaking
bills.
down the issues that shape our city and our future.
Another function of white supremacy, don't teach black people stuff, because if you give us a little bit of knowledge, we'll invent something totally new. That's why it was illegal to teach slaves to read, because if we could read, then we could write. And if we could write, we could communicate. And if we could communicate, we could plan. And if we could plan, we could strategize. And if we can plan and write and read and communicate and strategize, we could overthrow white supremacy, because they've always known how fragile it is.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey.
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, may I ask a few questions?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog.
Great. Do you have a pool outside?
Nope, just a big old backyard.
Nice. Another question. Are there any unlocked guns in the home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, let's just talk about what we can bring for dessert.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Yes. Welcome back. You know, this is a Milwaukee Wellness Check-In. Aurthur Ircink blessed the building, talking food and culture. Now we are keeping the conversation rolling. Today, we're talking Milwaukee food gyms, wellness, movement, fake gym motivation, and why the culture is finally starting to take health seriously. I mean, really seriously. As you know, as you've seen, Aurthur came through with the short sleeve shirt, guns out. If you coming through True Studio, you coming through True Studio with the guns out. Yeah, show them off. It's all good. Show your guns. So my question is, what's the point of success if your body's exhausted, stressed out, breaking down? What's the point? I want to go to the chat real quick because we missed the chat a little bit. The conversation was fantastic. Reggio 1717 I7G says, I have fish sauce. Jasmine West 935 said, I need to get some fish sauce. Unforgettable flavor. Reggio 17G said, I got 1 cube of sharp cheddar cheese. I'll pop one. Marty Grays 295. Yes, Ina's got vegan pizza. Yes, LaRon Taylor Mad Rush pizza is better than Ian's. Hot honey. Reggio already folded it for you. Biko said Impossible Burger's biggest fade. Yes, you know, me and Impossible Burgers have a love-hate relationship. I think the first wave of the Impossible Burgers was homemade-ish, but not. And people didn't know how to take it, nor did they know how to cook it. And now it's invested, it's heavily manufactured, and they've tampered and played with the taste just a little bit in order for it to taste more like a burger. However, when you eat it, you already do know that this thing is manufactured. You know, it's not coming from plants. It's coming from what are so-called plants. And so if I get an Impossible Burger, I got to have like extra everything on it. Jalapenos, tomatoes, lettuce. I got to have a big fat pretzel bun on it. It has to be like really nice. Some ketchup, some mustard. I'm not putting much cheese on it. I don't do a whole lot of cheese. So, yeah. That's my love-hate relationship with Impossible Burgers. But shout out to them for, man, that you guys laid it out. You entered the game. You did like Jay did at the Roots picnic. You came in and you left. You dropped the mic. So in Milwaukee, I'm always thinking about the best healthy food spots in Milwaukee. Anybody know? Like, call in 833-212-1017. Even if you're out of town and you're traveling and you're tuning in, I want to know what are the best healthy food spots in Milwaukee. Like, I know that Beans and Barley closed down. Twisted Plant, Beans and Barley closed down. Unfortunately, I wish we would have had better communication from them in order for us to try to save it. Twisted Plants is a fantastic place to go to. You have Honeybee Sage. Honeybee Sage is great. If you haven't been, where is Angela? Somebody put Angela on the line. She needs to call in. I want her to talk about Honeybee Sage and her story, because I remember when she was first getting started, man. Yeah, she laid it out. She laid it out, and now she's taking off. So Honeybee Sage, that wall that they have, the wall of herbs that they have are, they're great. If you haven't been to Honeybee Sage, please go to Honeybee Sage. Let's see. Are there any other spots that are really healthy spots in Milwaukee? Is it Usury? No, we're looking it up. It's a spot called on North Avenue. What North Avenue? $50-something in North Avenue. It's called Usury. Yeah, we're about to look it up. I need to understand where is Usury at and what do they serve? We want to know. So, what about the best hidden gem restaurants? The best hidden gem restaurants in Milwaukee. Noosery. Let me see. Oh, yes. Noosery Naturals. What do they serve? Okay, so I'm getting word that Noosery Naturals serves teas and herbs and some of that goodness. I need to understand where Noosery is and visit them. Oh, yes. Jasmine West says, keep them coming, y'all. What are y'all doing in the chat? All right. Jasmine West says, Jasmine West 935 says, I love Angela Mallett. That's our home. That's our girl. Tiffany Miller. Tiffany Miller. What's the name of Tiff's? Fruition. Yes, Fruition Cafe. You just was there? Sierra just said she's. Oh my gosh, man, Tiff, I'm so sorry. I need to make it over there. Not even just need to make it over there. It has to happen. So, Triple B Cafe, Fruition Cafe with Tiffany Miller's, her spot. Man, from what I heard, it's fantastic. So if you haven't been to Fruition Cafe, please go there. I'm pretty sure because of the love that Tiffany puts into everything that she does, it's more than likely fire. Trickle B Cafe. Trickle B has been around for a really long period of time. I think they are operating as a nonprofit. So make sure that you hang your hat up inside of Trickle B Cafe and support. Please do. Bring your family there and love on the folks that are putting Trickle B together. Man, this is crazy. Like we do have some really good gems here in Milwaukee. Oh, Jasmine West said, man, Jasmine, you killing it. Jasmine West says All Day Cafe owned by Pablo. Time out, y'all. Pablo. Like, where's Pablo? All Day Cafe? Where is All Day Cafe at? Somebody help me. If you know where All Day Cafe is and you haven't tapped in, please tap in. I need to know where All Day Cafe is and whether or not the food is good. Jasmine West 935 says, it's near 35th and Villard. So, okay. So All Day Cafe is near 35th and Villard. All right, cool. All right, let's knock it out. Curly Q 227. Thank you, Curly Q. Missing the Juice Kitchen on the regular. Just saying. Jasmine West 935 said Milwaukee Foodie here. Yes, you are Milwaukee Foodie. Let's see. Curly Q 227 says Brunch All Day Cafe. Former owners of the Mi Casa Su Casa Cafe. Yes, if you know where good food is, honestly, please put it in the chat and or call in 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Here's a fun question. What Milwaukee food spot deserves more love? What Milwaukee food spot deserves more love? I mean, we're really discussing this. I would need somebody to call in. You can call in and drop your business on live air, or you can put it in the chat. But what Milwaukee food spot deserves more love? And here's a even deeper question, like, what's harder, giving up fried food or social media? Anybody? Okay, hey, Biko, yes. The chat is killing it today. Biko said rise and grind. Rise and grind, definitely. Bambooni, man, please, somebody tell Bambooni to give me a shout, because I think rise and grind needs the award for really grinding it out, especially through the pandemic. They need that award. So out of a lot of cafes in Milwaukee, they were like, we're not going to give up. Arcane _A1 says Mo Bay Cafe. Mo Bay Cafe, that's right. I think Mo Bay Cafe definitely deserves an award. They have definitely put in some work here in Milwaukee. They do need some love too. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna pay these bills. Zach, let's pay these bills. We'll come right back to the Grapevine, and we're gonna discuss some more food finds.
What's the word, Milwaukee? It's your favorite producer, Meech. Don't just check in. Tap in with Jazz Tyler.
Tap in. We are live and direct Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And I am your host, Jazz Tyler. This platform is for the youth, the voices of the city. We are here to remind the world that your voice matters. Hit us up, tap in, and let us know what's on your mind, because the time is now. Tap in.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, My mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Okay, we're back. I just got word that there's a place that is we got a number of Jamaican Caribbean spots that are popping up. So I just ended with Mobay, but we have also Fireside. But if you from my house, you're saying Fireside. Like you're from Chicago or something like that. Fireside. Huh? Where are they at? Let me see. Oh, snap. They're on 74th and Capitol, 7434 West Capitol. I'm shouting them out. So they're down the street from Upper Yard. Okay. And then you got Pepper Pot, too. Pepper Pot over there. So you got Pepper Pot, Fireside, Upper Yard, Mobay. And I know there's another one. There's another one on the south side, like on Lincoln. Off of Lincoln. It's a spot. It's a little spot off of Lincoln. It's another Jamaican spot. Anybody know that Jamaican spot over there? But anyway, I'm going to keep going. Arcane_A1 also says there's so many great cooks selling dinners. But you know what? There are a lot of great cooks selling dinners. There's a lot of people selling dinners out of their house. Like if you could purchase a dinner from somebody, who are you purchasing the dinner from out of their house? Like, shout the person out. Shout the person out. In the chat, put the person in, shout them out, make them some money today. Like, who are you buying dinners from tonight? I know my sister buys dinner. My sister buys dinner from her husband's barber. I forgot. Tell my sister to call. She needs to text me right now. Call her, text me real quick, because I need to understand. We need to shout out Ramon's barber. I'm talking to her through everybody else, but for real. Arcane A1 also says we don't have a brick and mortar due to this economy. So a lot of people who don't have brick and mortars due to the economy are selling a lot of dinners out of their house. Matter of fact, there's a spot, a couple in LA. They catch the fish, split the fish. They make fried fish in the back of their home, like in the garage area. So they have like a covering the garage. They're frying up fish on the side of their house, and it like they have lines out around there by the house. You saw it? Yeah, exactly. So like, yes, neighbors are always trying to hate, but in Miami they got this sauce they call salt. They call it sauce. Salt, like not sauce how we say it up here, but it's sauce. And sauce is made with like some Haitian ingredients, but it's a red sauce, and they have like, and I don't eat it because sometimes, majority of the times, it has some type of pork in it, but it's good from what I heard. And anytime if you hit the club and you on 57th, I think, it's like 57th outside of the Arts District in Miami, you'll always see by the lemon pepper spot, you'll always see these people with lights, and they're selling sauce. Or it's this other guy, and he's doing the same thing in his garage. Like his garage way, he has a full entire restaurant in his, like the garage is the restaurant. It's crazy. So what are we doing? What's unique about Milwaukee in relationship to food, and how are we making it, unique? Is it, the food dinner? Oh, you know what? 1700 pull up did that same exact thing. 1700 pull up did the same exact thing. My sister was cooking from her home. It just started as her just doing her thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got 1700 pull up. She went from her home to building it out in the backyard because people were coming by, celebrating, and then she started selling that food, and that food was going down. Shout out to you because you are cancer free. You've beaten cancer, and luckily we have you here, still cooking, still running your business. So I want to ask everybody, hood health hacks. What are like? Give me some hood health hacks. I want to know, what are the best hood health hacks? Like, people are discovering sea moss. You like, what sea moss is? Sea moss is a, from what I know, off the top of my dome, sea moss is a moss. It's a seaweed, and it's a dried seaweed that specifically was discovered in modern times by the Irish, and it's also grown in the Caribbean. It's related to sargassum, which we call sea moss or moss. And when you use it, when it dries out, it's really smelly. Like, it's really smelly, but it's highly healthy for you. So how many of our listeners use sea moss? If you are a sea moss user, yeah, put us up on the chat. Let me know if you're a sea moss user, and what have you found beneficial from your use of sea moss in your daily life. So, for example, I was playing ball at home, and I happened to like make a move. I'm not like the best ball player, but I made a move. But I'm coordinated. I made a move. Boom. I messed my ankle up. So I messed my ankle up on the side that I tore my Achilles, so my left foot. And I went home limping, and my ankle swelled up. And when I went home, I laid down, and my ankle like blew up even more. So I took some sea moss, I made some sea moss for myself, put some lime in there, extra water, did my thing, and then 20 to 30 minutes I ingested it. I took it back, I ate it. 20 to 30 minutes later, the swelling went down. And I was absolutely amazed at how fast the swelling went down. It was so crazy because I never thought that sea moss had that level of effect on the human body. But for me, it was for me to notice the actual swelling, like it was visible. The swelling went down tremendously. I've seen people who I have a friend who is David Ross. That's my guy. David Ross, if you're listening, call in. David Ross is one of my favorite individuals because he has and I don't want to ruin his story because I want to have him on air so he can tell his story, but I know he's about to have surgery, so I don't want to take his story away from him. But he uses sea moss for many different ailments, and one of his ailments is like he has hip issues. The other ailment he has is he has severe asthma, and this man has used a number of over-the-counter medications to get himself through his life. But in reality, that sea moss has did his thing for him. Let's go to the chat. We got 2 minutes on the chat. So somebody says, Jasmine West 935 said, never had sea moss. I would like to try it. Please, if you haven't had sea moss in your life, please hit up a friend of mine, David Ross. Look him up on Facebook, or there's a number of individuals that are selling sea moss. I'll get the names out before we leave out. Somebody, Arcane A1 says, love sea moss. I feel more energized. My digestion feels better and also helps me catch the conscious ninjas. Jasmine West 935 says, it's an African spot on Parkland near UWM. I don't know where Parkland is. Help me out. Marty Grays 295 Pittman Catering. That's a catering business. So if you want some catering, please, I'm shouting these people out. Jasmine West says Blue Star East African Restaurant. Yeah, Blue Star is dope because they have I think they are. It's not just African catering. We can't just generalize the African, right? Let's really hone down on who Blue Star is. I guess their origins are. I think it's Somalian or maybe Ethiopian, but Blue Star. Shout out to Blue Star. DVJ73 says we mess with Styles P Pharmacy for Life, soursop, oil of oregano as well. Yes, I do take the oil of oregano. So if you have a problem with your immune system, please take that oil of oregano regularly. It burns the mess out of your mouth, but you'll get used to it. Yes, if you take oil of oregano, man, you are gonna feel great. So Marty Grays 295, Betty Davis 19th and Atkinson. Who's Betty? Please, on Sundays, Betty Davis 19th and Atkinson. Does she have like a sign outside of her crib? Because if she got a sign outside of her crib, please put it down. Honeybee Sage, yes, has sea moss. Honeybee Sage does have sea moss. Angela, please help us out. Jasmine West 935, My Bad African Restaurant on Oakland Avenue. Huh? What's that? Oh yes, Emmys. Arcane _A1 Emmys. If you haven't had Emmys, please go to Emmys. And then I'm gonna shout out Dye's Pies before we go to break. Dye's Pies, that's my guy Jonathan Dye. He has been a consummate professional in the small business world, and he's gobbling up other businesses as we speak. Jonathan, shout out to you, man. Welcome to the Truth Radio. We got Manan Sabir with the Grapevine. We're just shooting the stuff while we're in the good space. Call back. Hit us back. Hit us back. The Truth Radio 101.7. Let's pay these bills.
If a tow truck appears on the scene minutes after your auto accident, think twice before handing them your keys. You may be the target of a common towing scam, which results in being billed several $1,000s. Don't allow any unsolicited tow operators to take your car from the scene. Consult with police or your insurance provider to contact a reputable company. Agree on the rate. And know where they are taking your vehicle. If you suspect insurance fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Got a grad to celebrate? Make it easy with a Cousin Subs gift card. Buy $30 in gift cards and get a free 7.5-inch sub for you. Valid on any Deli Fresh or Classic sub. So while you're giving a great gift, you're getting one too. Simple, thoughtful, and way better than a card that gets tucked away. Stop by your local Cousin Subs today. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
What's the word, Milwaukee? It's your favorite producer, Meech. Don't just check in. Tap in with Jazz Tyler.
Tap in. We are live and direct Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And I am your host, Jazz Tyler. This platform is for you, the voices of the city. We are here to remind the world that your voice matters. Hit us up, tap in, and let us know what's on your mind because the time is now. Tap in.
Welcome back to the Grapevine with Manan Sabir, and we're in the studio of the Truth Radio 101.7. Yo, listen, this has been a great hour and a half, but we are on the backside of the other hour and a half, and that beat is fire, Zach. Man, I just want to let it play real quick. Just Wahib, I love you, man. Thank you. Arcane A1 says the Juice Kitchen pop-up from last summer with the kale salad. Bang, boom, bow. Yes, that kale salad was definitely fire. I'm about to do something different though. I'm about to use some other types of ingredients now. I take a sea moss pill every day. I get it from Sherman Phoenix. Marty Gray says that. Yes. You have to, really. We're in the era and the age of either you do it or you don't. What does that mean? Either you do become really healthy or you don't. It's the gray area is just the gray area. I think it has dissipated because now the food industry has become so toxic. It has changed so much that where so many people are putting, and so many companies and corporations are putting toxic ingredients in our foods at such a high clip that we are not we are not keeping up, and our bodies are deteriorating as rapidly as we're growing. So let me ask this. A lot of people have been, and especially in the hip hop world, have been taking part in this movement of wellness, fitness, discipline, mental health, and longevity. Look at Fat Joe. Fat Joe lost, 200 pounds after losing his friends. Fat Joe came from, I think it was South Bronx, New York. And when I say, even I heard about Fat Joe from friends that I knew grew up in New York, and how he ran with his crew, and they did some wild stuff. And he's telling some of these stories real time on YouTube. He easily, in many different ways, could have lost his life to whatever was going on in the streets. But he's and also his friends, and I'm pretty sure he's lost his friends to violence, whatever. But he's older with a child that has autism, or he's taking care of his child, taking care of his children. But now he's starting to realize that he's losing his friends to heart disease, something really sneaky, right? Like, there's heart disease. You don't even. It's nothing. You go to the bodega. You go to the the Russian Albanian restaurant that serves, the bread, the cheese, and the sauce, and you eat it, and boom, you go home, you take a nap, and then you do it again. So you go to the fried food place, right? And you hit it up, and then you get you a carrot juice, and then you do it again and again and again and again. Where does the moderation kick in? Where do you say, hey, look, yeah, I'm gonna grab this food. It's cool. I'm gonna support this business, but then I'm gonna go and hit the gym. I'm gonna go and walk the lake. I'm gonna go and hit up some of these nature preserves, the Mech Nature Preserve, or I'm gonna walk near St. Francis on the lake over there, where you can toss rocks in and do what you got to do. Where does that kick in? Busta Rhymes, he transformed his life. Busta Rhymes was, if y'all see Busta Rhymes probably was like, he probably was like, he closing in on 300 pounds, and he's a big dude. I think he's like 6'2", something like that. So he was losing the battle, and he had to change his life. You look at Method Man. Method Man, out of everybody, he's changed his life. He did a 180. Meth was out there when he was with the Wu-Tang Clan. He's still with them, but a lot of them have definitely hit the gym. Kevin Gates, he changed. He had to change his life around. He went on plenty of podcasts and told people about how he's changed his life around. Jelly Roll, Missy Elliott, and she has a public story. So it's really public, and she's told in detail her issues with her health. 50 Cent has always worked out. Wiz Khalifa, Ludacris. Matter of fact, Ludacris practices martial arts. Big Sean, Common. I remember going to a Common concert, and Common used to break dance. I don't know if anybody remember that, but shout out to Common though. I know he got family up here, so y'all call in too, 833-212-1017. Yeah, Common used to be up there break dancing, freestyling, and stuff like that, and he had to change his life around. So this question comes out of that. When did health become the new flex in hip hop? Y'all call in, hit us up on the chat. When health become the new flex? And are the kids now? Are the kids now? Like, you know, I don't know all the rappers. You got Lil Durk, NBA YoungBoy. Are those and they kids to me because I'm, you know, almost at the ARP age. Are they about it with health? Are they into the health world? Are they kicking it? Are they doing their thing? What's his name? CLE? Nah, I don't know. I don't know all the rappers. Dang. Somebody look these guys up. At least help me out with some of these rappers. Do you don't know any rappers? That's over you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the rappers, but are the younger rappers, are the younger hip hop artists, are they a part of the healthy movement? My guy Stickman, M1 from Dead Prayers. He had gout. He went from having gout to producing 2 albums, writing a book, and having a whole brand around health, wellness, movement, martial arts, like an entire brand. M1, the same thing, his partner. All these people had to change their lives. What will it take for us as a community of people who support hip hop or that are in hip hop? What would it take for us to change our lives around in order for us to live healthier and live longer? I know that I have this saying. I have this saying, and I always tell people that if you are living a life that is counterintuitive to being healthy, then you're decreasing at a decreasing rate. And I know in economics there's a thing where they say you can increase at a decreasing rate, meaning like as you get older, your life starts to, you know, it's 2 ways your life can go. One, it can go in terms of health, it can go up and kind of decreases down a little bit, or it can go down and just keep going down. Like your age, you start declining in age, but then your health starts declining with your age. Your health doesn't have to decline with your age. Your age can go down, your health can go up. There are a lot of people that even I know that I met this lady in the South, in Miami. She was coming out of this this health food spot, and she was older. She looked older. She was coming out of this health food spot, and I had to ask her. I was like, "Excuse me, how old are you?" And so she was like, what did she say? She was 75, but she looked like, and she was in her 60s. And I said, "What do you do?" Because you don't look, 75. She was like, "Well, this is what I do. I had to change my life around. This is how I was living. I was drinking. I was going out with my friends. I'm a professor, but I had to change my life around. I had to stop going out. I had to control my sleep, and also I had to start working out." So I asked, "What's your routine?" She said, every morning I wake up, I pray, I eat, I pray, I eat, I meditate, I go swimming. After I go swimming, then I go to the gym. She trains herself, but then she said she got her personal training certificate and started training people at the gym. So now she trains folks at the gym. She goes back home. She takes a nap. She does the reverse all over again. So she'll work out. She'll pray, meditate, eat, and then go to sleep, and she'll do it all over again every day. This is her life. What's your life? What are you guys doing for yourself to maintain your health? Hit us back. 833-212-1017 or tap into the chat because the chat is going down or up. It's inclining. We're going to pay these bills. Thank you.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because when people don't have to worry about where their next meal is coming from, they can truly thrive, like Marta.
And now we'll hear from our class valedictorian, who with our hard work never ceases to amaze us. Please welcome Marta Moreno.
And Alex.
Hey, Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom! I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Welcome back to the Grapevine on Truth Radio 101.7. I'm Manan Sabir. We're going to keep the conversation rolling. We've been talking food, wellness, Milwaukee culture, and the fact that half of us say we're getting healthy while still emotionally attached to those late night wings. It's kind of all right, but it ain't. I want to know something honestly. What food has the strongest hold on you right now? Y'all don't understand. Sometimes, like off air, we probably get these. Somebody just said, "Whew," and I heard it. That's funny. What food has the strongest hold on you right now? Really? Okay, I'm gonna go first. The food that has the strongest hold on me right now, if I succumb to it, would be Sour Patch Kids. It ain't, it's food because you ingest it. It's candy, yes. But if I ate Sour Patch Kids right now, I wouldn't stop for a good month. And it'll be bad. Like, it'll be a bag in the car, and it'll be a bag at home. So Sour Patch Kids have a stronghold on me right now. What about anybody with Cheesecake Factory? But somebody says potato. Jasmine West 935 says potatoes any type. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, them red potatoes though, those red potatoes. If you bake them Ooh, bacon with the crispy on the top. Ooh, man. Yeah, that got a strong hold on me too. Jasmine, you right. Somebody call in and tell Baybar I went in. Yes, man. I'm telling you. What about you, Zach?
For a food that like has me in a chokehold?
Yeah, I know you got a food that's in the chokehold that has you in the chokehold.
I mean, not really. I have to be in the mood for something.
Oh, okay. Oh, you got the mood food. Yeah, I'm a mood food person too sometimes. So anybody, I know Harold's Chicken just opened up, so I bet the lines are Harold's Chicken in Milwaukee on the north side are gonna be fire. They're gonna be off the chain for a minute. I remember Harold's Chicken opened up where that Papa John's is off of Appleton. Opened up over there. I think the lines was on. Yeah, do you remember that? It was way back. Oh, you missed the soft opening? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that fried chicken. You got to stay away from that fried chicken. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Upper Yard has fried chicken too. What about hot fries? Like Flaming Hots. Oh my gosh. Anybody Flaming Hots? Like man, I cannot do Flaming Hots at all because I know what happens to my stomach. It's over. Gas station snacks. Oh, it's plenty of them. Any gas station snacks. There's a number of gas station snacks that have people in chokehold. What about Auntie Annie's? Anybody with Auntie Annie's? Auntie Annie's pretzels? Nah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I probably got. They got me in that chokehold though. There's a number of foods that got me in a chokehold, but I'm not going to expose myself too much. You know what used to have me was the Swiss cake rolls by Little Debbie. Those Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls, they used to have me in a chokehold. Man, Jasmine West said hot stuffed chips. Yes. Hot stuff. You know what? Truman, hey, somebody tell Truman to call in because Funky Fresh Spring Rolls, Jasmine West said Funky Fresh Spring Rolls used to have me working extra for a weed dose. Yes. Or, the Collectivo cinnamon rolls. Yes. And they Southwest breakfast burritos. Yes. If you go to Collectivo, shout out to Collectivo Coffee. Those cinnamon rolls, you warm them up just a little tad, or even just eat them out the rack. Man, they are fire. So shout out to Collectivo. Yeah, they were, man. You can't miss. Yeah, they hit every time. Let's see who else on the chat said. Okay, Jasmine West said hot stuffed chips again. Let me ask y'all, what lie do you give yourself when you're about to start working out? The workout lies. Somebody said you're gonna stick to it. Like I'm gonna wake up. This is number one. The number one workout lie. The number one workout lie is I'm going to start on Monday. Yo, listen, who's going to start on Monday? Who is going to start on Monday? Like, honestly, you just literally had a turkey burger. You had a whole entire Sunday where you just ate crazy. And you're going to wake up and just completely just start on Monday. But you not, let alone you're saying that you're going to work out on Monday, and you're saying this on a Thursday, like the previous Thursday. So you're starting on Monday. So you're taking Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 4 days to drown yourself in wine, weed, weather, all the cultural stuff in order to start on Monday. So that's a workout lie. Anybody else? Anybody else got a workout lie that you want to contribute to your to the chat? That I mean, it doesn't work. Workout that I'm gonna start on Monday does not work. Somebody needs to write a book. Here's another one. Buying, you gonna go to the store. This is what I witnessed this a lot. And some of my old clients would do this. Some of my old clients would go to the store and buy workout clothes. I mean, like a whole it'd be an increased wardrobe change. Like, okay, yeah, you're 180 pounds. I'm say that modestly because someone will come in at 2 something, and they know who they are. I'm gonna call some people out. So they'll come in at like 225 and buy clothes for someone that's 150 and wear those clothes. And I'm like, nah, that's not what you do. Come in with the suit, with the gym suit. Like, you can look raggedy, it's okay, but then purchase the clothes. That's a lie. That is a complete lie. Stop lying to yourselves about working out, and stop buying clothes that don't fit. Stop buying clothes that don't fit and going to the gym and working out. And just don't lie. Just don't lie. Just stop. Walking in. So here's another lie. Walking into the gym and leaving after looking at your phone and stretching. That's a lie. You didn't work out. That is a lie. Like, why would you walk into the gym and sit on the weight bench and text your friend about you working out? like who does that? But there's a lot of people that do that. Arcane A1 says, sometimes I try on clothes that almost fit, and I be like, as soon as I lose this stomach, this is gonna fit perfect. Yeah. No, it's not gonna fit perfect. It's not gonna fit. It's not gonna fit. If it don't fit, you must have quit. Sierra said it's motivation. It is not motivation. It's move that thing out off of your body. Motivation. Oh, here's another one. Taking selfies at the gym, but with the angle. Like, you taking selfies with the angle. You like, like you're taking the selfies on the elliptical rider, and you're like, you got the angle, the upper angle. That's like I call it like the northwest corner angle. You up in the northwest corner angle, and you like taking selfies. That's, I don't know. You got to stop. Anybody, what's the funniest gym behavior that you've seen demonstrated at the gym? We're going to tackle that question when we come back. Let's pay these bills.
Pollution from trucks is a public health crisis. Diesel-burning trucks belch dangerous levels of pollution, and communities living near ports and along freight corridors breathe especially high levels of this dirty air. But this crisis has a solution. My name is Sasan Sadat, and I work for Earth Justice. I'm working to clean up our air quality, particularly for communities that bear the burden of diesel pollution. For the sake of our lungs, our health, and our climate, the future of trucking in this country has got to be zero emissions. Until then, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit defending the environment and people's health. Earth Justice is fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. If clean air matters to you, visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Watch and listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Sherwin's the king, all the airwaves king.
There's some things I want to highlight that we may not be cognizant of, and I know that some of y'all are going to take issue with what I say, but I'm going to be factual and I'm going to be objective about it because they are still hard at work to make sure that we die fast, we live difficult lives, we make less money, we have less access to healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not just some random occurrence. And they're criminalizing some of our just unnecessary, loud, boisterous, and disrespectful behaviors. You know, I remember an era where black folks didn't necessarily need to be heard. Us being in public and being seen was quite enough because we are giving them more fuel for the fire, especially now that we have, I'd like to think, more political power than we've had in years past. And just as we're starting to gain more political power, that's when they start to take away our districts. And guess what? You didn't see it coming.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Yo, listen, Linda. Welcome to the Grapevine. I'm Manan Sabir. Listen, you are tuning in from the Truth Radio Station 101.7 FM. We are about to interview our friend, the host of the Tap In.
Yes.
Jazz.
What's up?
Tyler.
What's the word?
What's
the
up?
Word?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Man,
I'm good.
You know,
it was a good day today so far.
We had lunch.
Yep.
We had lunch together. We broke bread.
Yes, absolutely. With some pho.
Oh man.
It was fire. My spirit is tingling inside. I feel good.
You ready?
I am ready.
Jazz.
Yes.
I don't know a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is that your spirit seems strategic.
It is. Very, I would say intentional. Very intentional.
Who are you?
Someone who is purpose driven and not activity driven. I'm a Burleigh baby. I grew up on 14th and Burleigh. Someone who chose to turn their obstacles into wins without any excuses. That's me.
What obstacles?
Poverty, cancer, so many different things. I've been through so many different things in my life, and I'm happy in this moment.
You're a mom.
I'm a mother of 3. Yep. I have a 19-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 9-year-old. Shout out to my oldest daughter. She's going to college this fall. She got a full ride to Mount Mary. Yeah. She's going to play ball in Mount Mary.
She hooping.
She's hooping. Yep.
Right on.
Yep.
You have a resume in your life that I am impressed about.
The spiritual resume or the physical? No. The spiritual resume is top tier.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. But you've done a number of things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Who inspired that? Who inspired that? Your grandmother, your mom,
my family, my community.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a seamstress. She actually sewed the curtains at the Riverside Theater stuff back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a World War II veteran. He was in the Navy, and he was a chef on the railroads as well. He migrated from New Orleans. My grandmother migrated from Alabama by way of Chicago and landed in Milwaukee in 1950. I grew up my family is older, so my grandparents were the only children. So we didn't have a huge family on our mother's side. Well, my grandfather's side we do, but on my mother's side we didn't have a huge family. So we all grew up together, close-knit. But my family, they were older. Like my mom is about to be 68. She had me when she was almost 30. So I grew up in an era where my grandmother was still in the house. Everything was homemade biscuits, homemade banana bread, homemade chicken and dumplings, garden, silk pantsuits. You know, you just keep yourself up a certain way, you smell a certain way, you look a certain way, you walk a certain way.
Yeah.
And there was some challenges as well. You know, I'm the oldest of 4. My mom has 4. So I'm used to running stuff. I'm the manager of the family, right?
It seemed like it.
Yeah, I'm used to running stuff. And growing up, I watched my mom work extremely hard. I watched her work like day in and day out to the best of her ability to provide. So the hustling part I got from her and my father.
Yeah.
For sure.
When did you start hustling?
12. So I was at Morris Middle School. It was summer, going into 8th grade. She could not purchase any school clothes, so I started braiding hair on the side. I braided everybody here on the block and was able to get school clothes. By the time I hit 15, I was braiding hair in a barbershop because that's what I was known for. I was one of the coldest braiders in the city in high school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Yep. So I started braiding hair in a barbershop at 15. Started working at the Midwest Express Center and Foot Locker. I was babysitting, doing whatever I could to make sure I could take care of myself. So I've been financially providing for myself since I was 12. I've been taking care of myself and my siblings since I was 9.
Since you were 9?
Since I was making bottles, changing Pampers, cooking, washing dishes, all of them.
You were a latchkey kid, so you would come in and out the house as you so pleased in order to make sure that things would happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Because mom's was working.
Yep. Yeah. So that's why I am the way I am now. Very, very intentional, strategic, organized, dedicated, and I don't like to waste my time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you satisfied with where you at right now?
I'm grateful. Satisfaction is fleshly. I'm grateful. I've been in worse situations, and it could be worse. I'm above the ground, and I'm in my right mind after everything I've been through. So, in that stance, I'm grateful for, like, even if I was to never accomplish anything, I feel like I've done everything I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah. So as you were at 15, you were a hair braider.
Yep. And I play ball.
And you played ball, point guard.
Yep. Point guard. I was rapping, like known around the city for rapping. I was acting. I was winning poetry contests. I was doing everything.
The motor didn't stop.
It did not. No. The arts is, my mom, I talked about this last week a little bit, but 2nd grade I started in poetry.
Yeah.
My mom called Miss Maddie Bell Woods, God rest her soul, with the Milwaukee Courier newspaper. She took a photo of me during Black History Month doing poetry. Starting 5th grade, she would buy me boom boxes and CD players and tape players. And my big cuz, Big Jazz, she would have the Word Up posters in her bedroom, so I became more familiar with music.
Yeah.
5th grade, I seen Allen Iverson playing basketball, and I wanted to be like him in Sheryl Swoops.
Yeah.
So I started playing ball. In 8th grade, I've always wanted to act. 8th grade, I was acting at the African American Children's Theater with Miss Aziza Islam, who was also my K4 peer teacher.
Yeah.
So the arts, my mom, my family, like I've always just been around the arts. It's like, and it came natural.
Yeah.
Like I didn't wake up and was like one day like I just want to rap, right? Like I just know how. I just know how to my wordplay. I know how to do things and express myself based off the revelations I receive.
Right.
And I'm great at it. So I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do.
I'm sure that was, in part and parcel to how your parents came up, but then also their struggle, and then your struggle that you were kind of born into. Or like you had to think.
Yeah, absolutely. Always had to think. My father's from the streets. My mom, she dabbled in the streets, but she was a bartender for Arliss Jones for like 30 years.
Okay.
So she was in the nightlife. I wouldn't say in the streets. She was in a nightlife, but my father was in the streets. And then the community I was raised in was, again, 14th and Burleigh. So it was community, but there still was, activities happening. The difference is the people involved in the activities make sure that the kids and the youth and the elder were taken care of. My auntie was an artist. My favorite auntie, Neonetta, God rest her soul.
Shout out to her.
But nobody in my family, nobody on my mom's side is in the arts but me.
Wow.
I'm the only one. I'm like different. I'm the only one. Other than my aunt, she really knew how to draw. She went to college for that.
But y'all had that old school record player up in the house, though.
I don't. I want one.
Y'all didn't have it back then?
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Okay.
I thought you meant me.
Oh, yeah.
So we grew up. I grew up listening to Marvin Gaye, Barry White, Anita Baker, Gavin, everything you could think of. As I got older, I started branching off into John Coltrane because I like jazz. My stepfather was real big on jazz back when 93.3 was out.
Oh, yeah.
So I will always listen to that growing up.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, it was always Tupac. Like when I was a child, it was Tupac, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Shauna from DTP as I got a little older, but I was pure hip hop head. Alternative music, Nickelback, like any genre of music, I just love music.
So I don't have to ask you like when's remember that proverbial question, like when did you fall in love with hip hop?
Yeah. I don't know when. I just know that I was very, very young. And
who was it?
It was Tupac.
That was
it was Tupac for sure. It was Tupac.
Which song?
The first song I remember impacting me was Brenda's Got a Baby.
Why?
Because it was sad. And at a young age, I can feel like I used to I didn't hate when that song would come on.
Yeah.
But like when that song came on, I knew I would be very emotional. And it was really the first song to kind of spark something in me to make me want to dig a little deeper. I was around music I listened to obviously like Lil' Kim, different people, but it was something about the way I felt when I listened to Tupac. It like talked to my soul. I felt like I could relate. I felt like everything he stood for was something I wanted to be a part of.
What was those lyrics on Brenda's Baby? Brenda's got a baby,
but Brenda's barely got a brain. Damn shame, the girl could hardly spell her name. And then and then at that time Juice was out. So
yeah.
I loved
Sip Juice.
Yeah.
I got enough to go around.
Yeah. I had a crush on Raheem.
You had a crush on Raheem?
Yeah.
Everybody had a crush on Raheem.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I was like,
Mohib, come on, man, call in.
I know, right? That's hilarious. But yeah, like I just remember feeling that feeling, and then seeing like the women like Yo-Yo and MC Light and like how fly, because I was a tomboy too, but I think back then all the girls were like, escape everybody.
Yeah,
we all wore flannels. It was normal.
Yeah.
But I heard MC Light voice on Light as a Rock, and I seen Yo-Yo like her whole confidence.
Yeah.
And it was like me at X too. It was like, yeah, I wanna do this.
We're gonna pay these bills. We're gonna be right back with Jazz Tyler from the Tap In Show on the Truth Radio 101.7. Take us out, Zach.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkmylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
I'm a real listener. I listen every morning, every day on my way home from work.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
a young business owner. I'm digging what y'all putting down. I'm liking what they got going on new here. So I'm going with the change, with the flow. I appreciate y'all.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
So we're back on the Grapevine in the Truth Radio Studios, 101.7. Call in 833-212-1017. We are interviewing Jazz Tyler from the Tap In. She is a part of the staff here, and we're interviewing her. She doesn't want to. She didn't want to expose everything, but we gonna expose a little thing.
No, I'm okay with it. I'm an open book. It's
okay.
fine.
All right, so we'll go to the big things.
He said, go all in, right?
Go all in. So we were talking about your hip hop life, and your hip hop life kind of took off from that moment that you fell in love with hip hop, right?
Yeah. So 7th grade, I was in a rap group at Morris Middle School. 8th grade, I met my best friend Shanika, and we started rapping together, writing raps and putting them in a shoebox rapping.
Yeah.
Shoebox full of raps. It was so dope. By 10th grade, there was a concert at the US Sailor Arena with Ludacris, Shauna, I think Lloyd Banks, and someone else. And I braided hair at the barbershop on 13th and Burleigh.
Yeah.
What is his name? He used to work for V100. Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart right now. But he used to come in the barbershop.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you braid my daughter hair, I'll give you some tickets. Because Shauna, at that time, was my favorite rapper. She had just dropped her first album. And she reminded me of MC Lyte. So I wanted to go see her. And I was like, absolutely, give me the tickets. I'll braid her hair for free.
Yeah.
Went down there with a classmate of mine, my sophomore year. I did not have backstage passes. But I went to the security and I was like, I'm trying to rap for Shauna. He was like, let me hear something. I rapped and he let me backstage.
What?
I rapped my way backstage, and that's how my whole life started in the music industry.
From that security guard.
From that
it's
security
always
guard.
these little moments in life
Yeah.
where, you know, I was just talking to one of our other guests, and I was asking where did that 180 switch hit?
Yeah.
And usually, even, you know, in your daily life, when you're driving, one moment can change if you drive the wrong way in traffic, boom, something can happen, right?
Yes.
But you were driving the right way in your life, and you just took advantage of the creativity in the moment.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm going to take this chance. Taking the chance isn't, it's just a chance. It's like, I could be wrong.
Yeah, he could say no. That's all he could say, but I did it.
You chased the no.
Exactly. And I didn't think twice about it neither. It was no doubt. It wasn't anything. It was just like, man, I'm getting backstage to rap for her.
Because tomorrow I'm gonna still go braid this hair and make this money.
Exactly.
But I'm about to rap right now.
Yeah. And I didn't understand the impact until I got older. Like that was a defining moment, literally, in my life. I don't know where my life would be like, in all honesty, I don't know. Because I met certain people backstage. I met Kool-Aid, rest in peace to Kool-Aid and Lala.
Yep.
And I met Shauna. I got a chance to rap for her and got her autograph.
You remember the rap?
I don't remember the rap.
It was a freestyle.
I don't know. It was something I wrote. Like we would write raps.
Yeah.
That we would have songs and then raps just to rap. If somebody say, "Can you rap?" Right. But I remember rapping to her, and I ended up running into Kool-Aid and
Rest in peace,
another
Kool-Aid.
label mate, former label mate, and I started recording with them. I was 15 on mixtapes, full-fledged, like going in the studio at the Band Center, like going in.
Wow.
Yeah, performing in clubs, everything. Like I remember we performed at ARJ's, but nobody tripped because my mom worked there. Like
we like, come on in, girl.
Yeah, like just watch her. She good, right?
Sprite.
But yeah, I started. We did the Apollo. Thomas used to do the Youth Apollo. That was my first ever like performance.
You did the Apollo in New York?
No, here.
Okay.
Thomas that used to own the Youth Amistad Club.
Okay, I got you.
He used to do Apollos at Centennial Hall.
Yes.
So me and my best friend Shanika would perform there. And then I was recording with Kool-Aid. I was creating music. We had a CD presser in the studio, so we was pressing up CDs and selling them. Like it was a real structure. So at a young age, I knew how to run a business music wise because I seen him do it independently, right?
That's important now because a lot of people back then were getting those 360 deals.
They were.
Yeah.
Yep, they were. And then after that, I remember, let me see, I turned 18 and I ended up getting pregnant. I signed up for the Navy first.
You was going to the Navy?
I was going to go to the Navy with my best friend, my childhood friend, Trinette. Shout out Trinette. She's still in the Navy now. She's a sergeant now, about to retire. Shout out to
Trinette.
She left, during that time, but we both signed up at the same time. Found out I was pregnant with my son, whom my ex-husband, their father, I've known since I was 5.
Yeah.
So all 3 of my children are by my ex-husband. And ended up like not stopping music, but kind of like taking a break from it. I took a break from 18 to like 21. I didn't do music primarily because Kool-Aid died. He got killed.
Yeah.
That was like devastating. I didn't trust anybody.
Yeah. Their studio was off of 51st and Lisbon.
55th.
Yeah, 55th and Lisbon. Yeah.
So I stopped doing music. I just focused on going back to school for nursing, raising my son. Like just mom duties, working a job. By the time I turned 19, I got pregnant with my daughter. So I had 2 children at 20 years old, but I always had my own house since I was 18, a car and a job. So I was very self-sufficient. A nice one too. My first apartment was like a loft.
Really?
I was determined to provide a better life.
Yeah.
So I turned 18, moved to Minnesota. My ex-husband got pregnant while he was playing ball in college.
Yeah.
Came back home, got my own house, had a car. I was working at Burlington Coat Factory. Then my daughter came. Once she turned 1, Young Dev, shout out to Dev. Him and Fame, who I started rapping with in middle school, opened up a studio in Pizzle and Okie. So now everybody I started with, I'm doing music with again.
Yeah.
Like not as a group, but just recording at their studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I meet Business Boy. He was Business Boy, but he wasn't Grammy winning Business Boy then.
Right.
Met Bags, met Dev, met Willathon, J.A., so many different people.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like, everybody just decided, hey, we are trying to make it, so we're not going to charge. You know what I'm saying? Wherever we can pitch in, we will, just to keep the lights on in the studio.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up making it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from that point on, your career took off.
It did. It was up and down, but it did. That particular time, and a lot of people, this is crazy.
What year was that? Yeah, talk about it though.
This was 2009.
Mm-hmm.
So 2009, Mel Candyland, who owned Candyland, he used to paint all of the cars, spray paint the car, the old school cars that people got. He had a label, and on his label was Ace and L, who used to own Brooklyn's Larry.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to the studio. He came to the studio and heard my song, and he was like, well, my cousin Rizzo brought him to the studio.
Yeah,
and he heard the song, and he was like, I want her on the label. So we formed Black Ave Entertainment.
Mm.
Then some things happened to where the label got dismantled. And I ended up making, Rail was there. Shout out to Rail too. Rail made the beat to Bow by Ray Nitty.
Yeah.
And then he made the beat to my song, which was called She Jazzy. Young Major, whom I met from Kool-Aid,
mm-hmm.
wrote the hook to it, and we sent it to Knowledge. Shout out to Knowledge. I owe Knowledge. Like, I love Knowledge. I don't know where he is, but if you listen to Knowledge, thank you. I love Knowledge so much, man. Him and New Styles is the reason my record broke. Knowledge broke it on V100,
yeah,
and Styles broke it at Textures.
Wow.
So I remember sitting in the car the first time, this 2010, no, like late 2009, and I hear my song on the radio, and I just bust out in tears. It was like, it was the best feeling ever. Like, okay, maybe I can do this, right?
Take us to that moment where what kind of car was it?
I had a Malibu. I was 20
It wasn't a
years
trapper?
old.
It wasn't a trapper?
It was a trapper. It was. I was 20 years old. It was a green, like 2004 Malibu.
It went everywhere, didn't it?
It did. I love that little car. I did. It wasn't like raggedy, but it was still like, a trapper. And I was
to sell
there.
CDs out of it?
Yes, I did. Yep. I sold CDs. I sold mixtapes. Back then, we didn't really we didn't have like merch like that, like t-shirts and stuff yet. And so it was just the CDs. And me, like, I would go, so I didn't have artist development. I didn't know how to perform. I didn't know how to hold the mic. Granted, me and Shanika growing up, we would watch 106 Park, and we'd be like, we're going to be on there one day, right? Or we'd be rehearsing. Like, her mom and her stepdad used to, bring us in the living room to rap, and they would watch us rehearse.
Right.
So that was all I knew. I didn't have artist development. But El Babalu, shout out DJ Craig McNeil. Craig McNeil told me to come down to El Babalu's to do his open mic every week.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah.
He said, come down here so you can work on your craft, because you can have a single, but if you don't know how to entertain, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would go to El Babalu's. I think that was on a Tuesday. Well, back then it was like Monday, it was something. Taco Tuesday. It was Wild Out Wednesdays, Ladies Free Thursdays, something Friday, Red Zone Sundays. Like, every day it was something. Quarters, Stonefly, Live on North, Textures, Questions. It was open mics everywhere.
Right.
But they was not letting like women perform. The only women I knew back then who was rapping was Gold Digger and Shad G.
Mm-hmm.
And Fast Black. Them were like the only women I seen that were able to get into those establishments. So I would go to El Babalu's and I would perform and perform and perform until I got my craft down packed. After that, I seen, shout out to Khadijah Jade. They used to own Josh Stacy's.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And she was rapping at quarters.
These are Jay,
Stacy,
Jamil.
Yep. She was rapping at quarters. It was like a competition we were all in, and then it was like me and Fast Black, and then I won, and then they was like, you and Jay, y'all work good together. Y'all should form a group, and we formed a group. We started Jazzy and Jay. We just start rapping together, and it was. And I love Jay. I love Jay so much to this day because she was a lot older than me, so she showed me how to. She helped me with performing. She showed me how to look on stage, how to do my makeup. You know, the little things I didn't have. And then we just took off. Like we was buzzing throughout the city. Tony Neal called us one day on the phone with Miss Deb, Waka Mama, because Trina wanted to sign us.
Waka Flocka Mama?
She wanted to manage us, but Trina wanted to sign us to her label.
Whoa.
So me and Jay got the call with Miss Deb and Tony Neal. And then after that, me and Jay split because Ray Nitty, my brother, asked me to be on his label. Well, asked us, and she didn't want to, but I felt like we needed to.
Yeah.
And I left, and I went with Ray.
That's the business of entertainment, where there are things that there are hard decisions that you have to make.
Yes.
They're not personal at all. There's really straight business.
Absolutely.
And you have to make that hard choice. One, you have a family.
Yep.
Two, if you don't do it, you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah, and I will get into that later, but I've literally always had a vision.
Yeah,
like God has always talked to me my whole life, through premonitions, everything. And when she didn't want to go, I felt away because it was like it's supposed to be us to the end.
Yeah.
So I ended up going with Ray. Which had I not done that, I don't know where I'd be.
Hold that thought. We're gonna pay these bills. Thank you for giving us that love. Let's pay these bills. Coming back with Jazz.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day. Too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
What's the word, Milwaukee? It's your favorite producer, Mech. Don't just check in. Tap in with Jazz Tyler.
We are live and direct Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. And I am your host, Jazz Tyler. This platform is for the youth, the voices of the city. We are here to remind the world that your voice matters. Hit us up, tap in, and let us know what's on your mind because the time is now. Tap in.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And we're back with Jazz. Tap in with Jazz. You're on the Grapevine in the studios of 101.7 The Truth Radio. We have someone on the line, right, Zach? Lisa, you on the line. Lisa in the Coat Jam. What's up, Lisa?
Hey, Nicole. Good. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Nicole, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm good. You know, a lot of people want to get in the music business.
Yeah.
They have no idea how hard it is. Do you have a niche, Jazz? Do you have a niche? You got to ask yourself, why would people buy my music? You know, what makes me so different? What can I bring, not just to the table, but I want to bring it to the world? So if you don't have a niche, look, Michael had a niche.
Mm-hmm.
Michael was,
yep.
Prince had a niche. You know, so you got to find something that will attract the crowd.
Yes.
You know, I was fun. Prince asked me to run Paisley Park. Now, I know a lot about the music business, a whole lot. I could have gotten the music business. But I think, you know, once I became a Jehovah's Witness, no, that wasn't so attractive.
Yeah.
No. It's not the money. I could say now, I did love to sing, but now it's just when you see the world and how people are, and I used to see this. We'll be walking, girl grabbing his butt and all. I'm like, oh, God. You know, you got to get to use of certain things. Like he said, 10% is the music and 90% is the business.
Absolutely.
You're on the phone with people all night long around the world. You know, you're looking, and he did everything. When I say everything, that man knew where his merchandise is, how much supposed to be brought in, you know, how many T-shirts were sold, how many were not. Look, you don't allow no. That's why he wanted me to run. We were talking, I said, look, if I made $10 million and I got a check for $9,999.99, where's my penny? I'm going to cut somebody for my penny.
That's right.
Thank you. A penny from me today, yeah, you be right. So you have to, you know, find a niche. And when I was in Minnesota, let me tell you something. I didn't tell anybody who was my friend because I already had a door open for me to go and do the music. But Minnesota, they have their own clique. When you knew they would not let you in, it's hard. They will not tell you nothing. They have their noses up in the air. It's like, well, up in there too, but for what? Our store's already open. You know, so I still have a lot of people's numbers in my phone that I can call that, you know, he dealt with everything.
Well, thank you,
So
Miss.
you have to, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Miss Lisa. I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Talk to me, Jazz.
So I think we left off with Ray when I got on, and just to kind of respond to. So I actually don't do music anymore.
Yeah.
I'm almost 40, so and I have two adult children and a 9-year-old. So I don't do music anymore. But Ray, when I got on Ray's label, Ray Nitty, Ray changed my life. He took me on tour.
Yeah.
This is when Bow was like booming, like at its peak.
Yeah.
And there was not a lot of people like, and I do want just to kind of, to her point, no one here then, a lot of people will not give you the information.
Right.
They will actually take advantage of you, sit back, watch you make mistakes, and then talk about you for doing it. So I don't feel like I was one of those people who had a lot of people around that would help me, you know, as far as making it in the industry. So I truly appreciated Ray for that.
Yeah.
But he took me on tour and showed me the ropes, and from the performances to just everything. And it was like, I needed that. I needed that. That was, at that time, that's what I needed in order to take me to the next level.
And so you got to the next level. Then what happened?
I got back to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And shout out to Smalls and Joker. Smalls and Joker, this is when She Jazzy was out and it was popping. They took me to Homer Blow.
Yeah.
And we did an interview on Homer Blow.
Shout out to Homer Blow.
I'm sorry. Homer Blow introduced me to Smalls and Joker. Let's make it clear, because Homer Blow is highly instrumental in my career.
Yes.
He was playing She Jazzy. He was showing me love, never ever like shading me or anything, just supporting me. And introduced me to Smalls and Joker. And they then introduced me, they took me to Atlanta and introduced me to Zaytoven.
Wow.
So the first time I got to Atlanta was the birthday bash. I walk in Zay crib, Gucci Man there. We go to the birthday bash.
Gucci.
It's like the birthday bash is like a huge thing in Atlanta. So we backstage. So I'm like, and I had never ever seen a house that big in my life. like we in a mansion, everything. And then I remember going by Zay's house one day. I walk in, he'd be like, "It's a beat playing, go write something." That's it. Go down there and write. He pulled up these 3 young men. He was like, "They gonna be next," and it was the Migos. He was working with Nicki Minaj because Nicki was signed to Gucci first. So he was working with. This is 5 years after So Icy went platinum.
So I say,
yeah. So this is So this is when OJ the Juice Man, Young Dolph started. Rocco, Future, Migos, Nicki. Like Zay. Shout out to Zay. Like he created.
Zay, if you listening, man, shout out to you, man.
So it was like at that time, it was like everything to work with somebody like him. What happened to me now that I reflect is there's only enough room at that time for one woman, right, to make it. Mind you, I had 2 children. Back then, I don't think the artists now, this generation, realized that they did not support women with women. You couldn't be open in the music industry as a rapper and say I have children, especially at a young age. So I didn't have a lot of support in that sense, right? And there was just certain things, and this has nothing to do with Zay. Now we talking industry. Right. There were certain things that I did not want to do. Like I started making certain music to fit in, trying to do as far as the culture, performing. But that's not my background. My background is hip hop.
Yeah.
And I started to elevate. Like I was in blogs, I was opening up, I was in the studio with CTE. I was like booming. But then it got to a point where it was like, is it feeding me? Like my soul. Like I didn't like it. And I was in Atlanta. I remember seeing on the news in 2011, mind you, this is my prime, Derek Williams. Derek Williams was assassinated in the back of the police car on Buffum.
Okay.
And it blew my mind because they let him suffocate to death.
Yeah.
And that was like, I remember my auntie lived next door to Ernest Lacey with that incident. Not lived next door to him, but she lived on the block where he died.
Yeah.
So I remember growing up, her talking about Ernest Lacey a lot, and that reminded me of like that situation. So at this time, I'm about 23. I was
23, 2 kids
in Atlanta doing music, doing my thing, and I'm like, I gotta go back home. Like it was like what George Floyd was for Milwaukee, right? And it was like, I gotta go back to the crib. Ain't no way this is happening. I've always been a part of my community, but there's no way I can sit back and just be in the studio making music and not go and, show up for the people.
Right.
So I came back home. I linked with Tory Lowe.
Yeah.
He introduced me to Khalil Coleman and Mahdi.
Yeah.
Mahdi Muhammad.
Yep.
And what was it? I can't even remember. What was we called? It was like so many different groups back then, but they had an organization. They was marching. They was, holding vigils, working with the family, everything. And I started to participate, and I had to make a decision. Are you going to be a part of the movement, the solution, or the problem? The problem was I was making music that contradicted what I was doing in the community.
Your soul started pulling itself.
It did. Like because I was being lukewarm. I was straddling
that's
the
really
fence.
cold. You're being lukewarm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was making this music around this lifestyle, doing this, but my heart and my spirit was like, yo, people. And mind you, just to, bring it full circle, I gravitated towards Tupac. So the substance had always been there in me, despite of what music I made. And I just found myself at a crossroad. I put out a video, and the video took off. Like, this is pre-Instagram, pre-Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, this is like the only thing that was up was like YouTube and Facebook.
And YouTube was still struggling a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just had to make a decision, and I didn't stop making music. I just started making music for the movement. And then once I started to do that, it was like, I don't even want to do music no more, because the industry is very demonic. It's ocean full of sharks. It does not feel good to be around people that you can't trust, or you don't know who to trust. And I always knew spiritually who I was. So again, I just had to make a decision, and I just decided I didn't want to do it anymore.
And it was done. How did your soul feel?
I didn't even dwell on it. Like, it just was what it was. I ended up getting married like 2 years later to my kid's dad.
Yeah.
I just focused on being a mother and being a wife. And
the way you said it, it was like you just woke up and was like, all right, kids, let's go to.
Well, that's how I woke up and filed for divorce too.
Okay.
I mean, it's a point in time where you just like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, like I'm real big on, okay. So around that time, I was introduced to Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. And he always say legacy is more important than life. So in 2011, 2012, he started instilling that in me. And then that's what really like put the battery in my back as well. As far as being clear,
strategizing for the next.
Exactly. You know, being clear on who I was, where I stood. This is what I stand for. I don't have to conform, and if nobody like it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And this is during a time where it was a lot of stuff happening politically in the city of Milwaukee when it came to the police department and people, you know, dying left and right. So for me, it was like I've always stood up for that. I always believed in protecting my people. So I would take that over the music industry where there, you know, this particular lane where there's no substance and things of that nature.
But within that period of time, you met so many people. And the allure for individuals now that are, you know, I guess aiming to be in that position is heavy. You know, you look at the Roots Picnic and you see all of these artists and they're performing, and you know, Jay comes out, he does a freestyle, becomes a part of this culture of conversation. But we are blinded by that gossip and not the forward movement of the culture of saying, hey, these are the real issues. Gas prices are high. Mom's over there is a single mom with 8 kids.
People used to laugh at me. Like, people would see me marching. The people that was like in the streets or doing music, and they'd be like, look at Jazz, da, da, da. Like, it was they was making a mockery because I stood up, only later on to be like, dang, like, she the truth. Yeah, I wasn't the truth back then when I was doing it though. Like, I heard the whispers. I heard people say I was stupid, you know, because I left situations and offers and deals because I did not want to be a part of that. I chose my people in the community.
But you also read the contract too.
I did, but I still chose my people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to always choose my people in the community over my own selfish desires because I know my calling. It don't matter. Back then I was lost. I was in my 20s. I still was trying to figure out who I was while surrounded by people who wanted to see me fail and put me in positions to fail, some people. But I still knew, you know, that my calling was greater than whatever it is that I wanted to do, and I'm always going to choose that first.
We'll be right back with Jazz from Tap In. We're in the Truth Radio studios, 101.7. Hit us up on the chat. Also, give us a call in, 833-212-1017. Let's pay these bills.
Truth Nation is the best fan base in the country.
I'm a real listener. I listen every morning, every day on my way home from work.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
a young business owner. I'm digging what y'all putting down. I'm liking what they got going on new here. So I'm going with the change, with the flow. I appreciate y'all.
We want you to tap into the talk and text line every show, every day at 833-212-1017. Milwaukee Black Talk, 1017 The Truth.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Don't settle for a fixer-upper. Build a brand new home with Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity. They partner with first-time buyers to make home ownership possible with little to no down payment and a team that's on your side every step of the way. Even if you're just starting to explore what's possible, they're here to help you take the next step. If your household earns between $55,000 and $90,000 a year, you may qualify. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
My name is Emma. I am 13 years old. 6 years ago, I was injured in a car accident that left me paralyzed from the waist down. Once I completed rehab, my mom applied for a canine companion service dog. Last January, I finally got to meet my service dog, Marcia. We quickly developed a very strong bond. Together, we go to my horseback riding lessons, school band practice, swim meets, and archery classes. Together, we pick vegetables, and we like to cut flowers. I love Marcia. She makes me feel like together we can do anything. I can't imagine life without her. She's a part of the family. We are just one of the thousands of teams Canine Companions has paired together over the past 50 years. With your help, we can continue for another 50. Visit canine.org to see the many ways you can change lives.
I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
And we back on the Grapevine with Jazz Tyler in the Truth Radio Station 101.7. The vision.
Yes.
What's the vision? Now, you did all of this. I know the resume is top tier. It's notch. It's top notch. You got kids, but what's your vision? I think earlier we was talking about traveling and all the other stuff, and you doing things.
I want land, and I just want to live off my land, like away from everything, everybody. I want to travel the world. I want to fully live in my calling. Like I know that I'm confined by just staying in one space. My voice is going to be global, not local. Like I know that my calling is global and not local.
Yeah.
But I do understand timing and seasons, and I do believe that, So I say that to say my vision is the Creator's vision.
Yeah.
And as long as I stay aligned, then whatever, because no matter what I say, I surprise myself every day.
Yeah.
It be stuff coming. I be like, I did not know that this was gonna happen. So I always be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. But at the end of the day, I've learned to I let go. I'm not driving no more. It's wherever I'm needed, wherever it is calling wise, then that's where God is gonna send me.
God sent you a rose today.
He did. Oh my gosh, this made my day. I'm almost about to cry. I was walking in. So yesterday, my good sis Sis Sechua Set Shakur, which is the biological sister of Tupac Shakur. She was on the station. And we have this thing, like we have a really, really intense sisterhood where like I know when she's going through something, right? And she knows when I'm going through something. And I was walking up the stairs. I looked down on the concrete, literally, not the floor, but on the concrete. And this rose was sitting right there. And I took a picture. I was like, thank you for sharing your energy, right? Because it signifies the rose that grew from the concrete. So it was like an affirmation. But yeah, it's a baby rose. It's not even a full developed rose.
Rose from the concrete.
Most definitely did. I don't look like what I've been through, and I think that's why people prejudge me. You know, and I don't talk about my story a lot, which is also why people prejudge me. But I feel like if some people knew what I've been through, they'd treat me a little bit better, hopefully. Well, I ask that going forward, people get to know me, so that the more they get to know me, the more they'll understand, A, why I am the way I am, but also my anointing and my spiritual ranking. People say it, but I know it. I know it. I know who I am in the spirit.
You know, it's like I always say, whenever you go through things, it's like God, the creator, he puts it's like a rag, right? And he, no matter what, it's controlled by the creator. But there may be a little bit of water in that rag, maybe a little poison in that rag, maybe a little bit of the food in that rag, some other garbage that comes out the other end of that rag. And then, you know, the creator just takes you through this cycle, this cycle and this squeezing out process.
And once you learn to just let
the things out, and then all of a sudden, you ever squeeze a rag and then or a sponge, and then all the water is out, and then it's like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I'm still a sponge.
Everything that I've been through, like, I think the cancer piece was pivotal for me, but like I've witnessed, and I'm going to say it publicly, that I am a witness of what God has done in my life. And anybody who has ever tried to, because I'm so genuine, anybody who has ever tried to like just downplay me, harm me, whatever, it never works out for them. And it doesn't, because I don't seek revenge. I don't do any of those things. I used to be a firecracker. I wasn't always this way. Now I've learned to pray through everything. Through the fire, through the wilderness, through everything. I just pray my way through it. I fast. I do certain things. And I literally let go and let God. I promise you.
You had cancer.
Yep. I had cancer. I got diagnosed at 30 with cancer. I filed for divorce when I found out I had cancer. So I went through my divorce and cancer and losing my job at the same time. And that's when I knew I was built different, because I called Alderwoman Cogs, like, they let me go. I was working for the office of the president at Kohl's Corporation. They let me go because they didn't want the insurance piece. She got me a job. I had a mastectomy. My whole breast was gone. And I went back to work 2 weeks after, when I was supposed to be out for 2 months. So when people, I stand 10 toes, I'm a dog for real, in real life. The things I face, a lot of people can never walk in my shoes.
Real quick, rapid fire question. Milwaukee summers or Milwaukee winters?
Summer.
Y'all, this is Jazz Tyler, Truth Radio. She's up next. Jazz Tyler, tap in with Jazz and Mech.
Tap in
the building.
Yes,
we are having some fun today. This was an awesome day.
It was, and thank you for having me. We got to get you on the show.
Yeah, you got to tap into me too.
And I need some of them ginger shots too.
I'll bring the ginger shots out there.
Yes, right.
Let's pay these bills. Up next, we have Jazz and Mech. Let's go.